we just watched a game, a tough game at Providence. You and I both know Providence is never a tough or an
Yeah.
easy place to play at. We had our own battles up there. So, what was your impression of today's game, just overall?
Overall, it's always tough to get a road win at Providence, especially. I thought the guy shot the ball very well. Obviously, Mitch made some really deep threes. I thought that one before
We're
half was
we're
incredible.
gonna get into it. This is a comparison that I think a lot of people want to hear your opinion about. So, no, keep going, keep going.
No, but other than that, a road win's a road win. They close it out. Got a little ugly there down the end. Some missed free throws, but other than that, it's always good to get a road win.
Yeah, for sure. Especially on a night where, you don't get the usual production from Christian Bishop, from
Mhm.
Denzel Mahoney, but you got Mitch that really stepped up. Marcus Zagorowski is the engine that makes this whole car run. And then one of my favorite guys, he reminds me a lot of myself, but except a lot more skilled, a lot bigger, a lot stronger, a lot faster. Damon Jefferson, just Mr. Hustle doing
Yep.
everything for those guys. So the trio of them, Jefferson, 18 points, Zagorowski, 20 points, Ballack, 14 points, shooting the ball pretty well. This Mitch is the guy that we need to talk about. He had four big ones in the first half, and then to end the first half, he launched one that we used to call Wragge range. I think he might have you on the range part of it. But no, this is a comparison that I see a lot because he stretches the floor out. The gravity that he has opens up stuff for everybody on the team. Marcus has
Mhm.
driving lanes, Damon has driving lanes, Denzel has driving lanes because of how far away teams have to go out and defend Mitch. So that's something that you provided for us during your entire career as a Blue Jay. But every once in a while, you have those games where you feel like you're not getting the touches that you need. How do
Yeah.
you stay engaged? Because you know that teams are going way out. They don't want you to touch the ball. And like sometimes you're not really in a flow. So how did you stay engaged in games like that? Because it happened a lot in your career.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised to see Providence in that zone most of the game, and I thought Mitch and the other guy's eyes would have just kind of widened right away. But Providence did a good job at taking that away. And what I always viewed it as is I kind of viewed it in my head as a passless assist. If they're going to basically deny me out to beyond NBA range, and they're going to be so close that someone else can basically instead of going through that Mitch to swing the ball, it can go directly through someone else. And you watch when your teammates make a three. Hopefully, you feel the same, but it does kind of make them pay the price for overstretching on just one guy when they got four other guys out there that can shoot it.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, you guys play two different positions. Mitch
Oh
plays
yeah.
a lot more three. Sometimes they put him at the four, but they like to spread the court out when he's playing the four. So those are the two differences that I see in you guys' game. But aside from that, like extreme range, extreme confidence, ultimate neon green light. Given Coach Matt gave it to you, he gave it to Mitch. So it's really nice to see. I guess you were 34, he was 24. Another difference
He
there
dribbles a
too.
little bit more than I like to,
He
so
definitely does. He comes off ball
good
screens.
for him.
He's a lot more of a driver. And
He's kind of
this is his
difficult
senior
on
year,
yourself.
and I bet this is his senior year.
Yep.
And our senior year, I think he only made two-point field goals. So
Might have
he's
stepped
already
on the
got you
line
beat
on a
there.
couple, so that was maybe my only reason. But Mitch is good at that. He gets his shot off in a lot of creative ways that maybe weren't
Mhm.
standard for me, but he has a lot faster guy guarding him than I used to.
For sure. And for our senior year, we asked you to play 4-5. You were a little bit undersized at the five spot, but you sacrificed that in order to help our team because we felt that was the best opportunity for us to win. It took a toll on your body as that season went on, obviously. But kind of talk about pretty much playing your four your entire career as a Blue Jay, and then seeing your coach Mac approaching you, telling you, look, this is the transition that we need to make if we really want to be successful.
Yeah, it's it's kind of pretty straightforward once you look at it. There's a guy named Doug playing the four position along with me, and
Mhm.
just with 40 minutes in the game to play, Doug's not going to come out that often. So for us to be effective, I ended up playing that five position, put on a little weight, and I thought it did a little good job of, when people knew I was down there alone. I think other people, you and Austin and Avery and Grant, would all kind of react in a way that, oh, we shouldn't just leave them down there alone. And that we did a good job
Right.
of team defense and not just expecting me to hold my own and block a bunch of shots, which wasn't coming.
The one thing I liked about you playing the five though is one of the most underrated things in basketball, the box out. You really mastered that. And me and Austin, I remember coming through, stealing a whole bunch of your rebounds, but that's because you put your body on the big guy, made sure they didn't get it, and allowed the guards to come down there. So, I mean, kudos to you for, being gritty enough to battle really inside with those guys. So that's awesome. It was an experience to play with you, brother. I miss it. I think about it all the time. I'm like, damn, like those were the boys. Those are really good moments. When I graduate, I always said no regrets, but I guess the only regret I have is that we can't go back in time and have one more run at it.
Yeah, it was good while it happened. I'm sure you've seen playing overseas. It's a little different than playing at Creighton, and just with guys that you do a bunch of stuff with. You're always around and played 4 years together. So it was awesome while it lasted. But I like this Creighton team. I like still watching it, staying involved. But from a basketball standpoint, I still think we'd give them a run, Jahenns. I don't know about
Yeah.
what you think.
I like, like in the 2K matchups, you can go back and use a historic team and play against a current team. Like sometimes I wish you could do that too, for sure.